Another day that ends in Y means we have even more Havoc Demon Hunter nerfs. Today we'll go over them. Here we are up on Wowhead. Now these nerfs came in, I think last night around 10 p.m. I'm just getting them now, I was a little busy. But they're not too serious, but we'll go over them anyways. There are some interesting applications to them. I just want to, get a video out while we can. They're really not that big. But, before we get into them, a lot of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're watching this, you like the content, Demon Hunter content, WoW content in general, it would really mean a lot to me and really help me out if you do subscribe, hit that button, and all that stuff. So with that out of the way, we'll get into it. So you can see massive class tuning changes on the next reset. So these will go live on December 5th or 6th, I believe, the Tuesday for the next week, involving threat buffs, which I'll talk about, as well as Havoc nerfs, and then some other buffs, stuff like Fire Mage getting buffed. But again, Havoc channel. So we'll scroll down. We'll talk about the tank stuff first. I'll hide the Demon Hunter stuff there. But really, tank specialized characters now generate 650 additional threat, was 550%. This is really good. So basically, tank generation is going up by about 15% relative to other things. I know it's like a 100% increase here, but because of how like threat numbers work and damage and all that stuff, it's going to be 15% more. This is actually, I'm really thinking about going to be a buff for us ourselves, for Havoc as well as for Vengeance. Just tanking in general is going to be able to help things out more. But if you've been playing a lot, you've been doing dungeons, your M0s, your heroics, whatever. Havoc has been ripping threat a lot. Now, part of that is due to just how much damage we do on pull. We do a lot of on pull damage, but also with our critical strike and stuff. Crits just in WoW generate more threat than other things, partially based on just how much more damage they do. And for Havoc, we do more damage on our crits, right? Like we have Know Your Enemy, which means our crits are doing 230%, 240% instead of the normal 200%. So when we're critting, especially stuff like I-Beam, right, where every crit is, every tick is a crit. When we crit like that, we're doing a lot more damage, which does a lot more threat, which means we rip threat pretty often. I found myself ripping threat fairly often. So this is going to be pretty good for us. You're able to burst more upfront on the pull. We'll see how it actually works out. I imagine 15% will be enough to make things better. Normally, threat generation buffs don't have to be that major to make a big difference. But here, I think it'll be pretty good. Obviously, you still have to actively engage with an enemy to hold threat, like deal damage to them and stuff. But just 15% is going to go a long way in helping out with some of those issues that we've had. Now, on to the meat and potatoes, though, is the Demon Hunter changes. Now, we only have 2 today. The Hunt damage reduced by 10%, and Far to the Flame proc rate no longer scaling with haste. Now, these are both changes to 2 of the 3 Covenant abilities we get. So, Shadowlands stuff was still pretty strong. And really, in all honesty, these are pretty small. So, Hunt damage reduced by 10%. This includes the initial upfront hit and the dot. This works out, combined with the other one, to roughly 3% in single target and sub 3% in AoE. On single target, the Hunt really didn't do a lot of damage, but Far to the Flame proc rates scaling with haste. Haste is something we want in single target. It means we'll get less demons, which will result in about a little bit less uptime of the buff, as well as a little bit less damage from the actual explosion. That combined with a small hit to the Hunt will hit about 3% for us, so nothing too serious. We're still probably going to be pretty good in single target. However, our niche definitely still going to be Cleave. And then in AoE again, the Hunt damage reduced by 10% is going to do more than the Far to the Flame one, because in AoE we don't really have that much haste. Normally you want as little haste as possible and more crit, mastery, or versatility, because those stats are all just better than haste in AoE. So you're going to see less demons, but realistically, the demons spawn and you can hold them for a pretty decent amount of time to line up with your burst windows or stuff like that. So this won't really affect your play that much. Obviously, you're going to get less of the damage explosion, you're going to get less of the demon soul uptime, but it's not really going to be a threat, a nerf you feel too badly. In AoE, the Hunt damage nerf is going to do more, because obviously Hunt does more, and we have the mastery scaling on it. So, when you hunt into a pack and you put your dot on 5 things and you have the initial burst, it's going to deal 10% less. But realistically, if the Hunt is only doing let's say on most it's 10% of your damage in a dungeon, right? Which is not. It's like normally between 3 and 7, I believe. 10% nerf of that is going to be sub 1%. Going to be roughly like 0.7 to 0.3. So this isn't that big of a change. Obviously, it's not good, right? It's a nerf, but we're still probably top 5 specs, top 3 even, up there with Outlaw, up there with Windwalker Monk, stuff like that. So I still think we're in a very good spot. Obviously, these things are just slight changes to pull us down. Now, there was another blue post saying that there are more tuning changes in the works. So I wouldn't be super surprised if we maybe see another round of nerfs. We'll see. I still think we're performing very well, and I still think we do have a ways to go before we're out of contention as one of the better specs in the game in M+ and in single target for Raid. Raid, especially because of our cleave, just the blunder that is the Demon Hunter melee cleave machine. But we do have some space to drop. The nerfs aren't that bad. They do drop it down a little bit, but obviously, you know, it's not really going to be something that you feel. It's nowhere near as big as the last round of nerfs we got, which are with our scaling. Those were probably the biggest ones we received. These ones are fairly minor. So that's kind of the big change there. There's some other stuff too. Resto got nerfed. Hunters got buffed, and the trap got nerfed. And then Fire Mage is kind of back on the menu. They're probably going to be the best Fire Mage single target one now. Astro got knocked down a bit because of Sanguinate. Jumped up to 3 minutes. Sanguinate was kind of really crazy. I think they lost 5k from their single target sim off of that, so they're down from like 98k to like 93, 92. Still really good, but again, you know, they just lost that stuff. Brewmaster is slightly better. Mistweaver Monk can heal dungeons better, and there's just slight buffs up to like Paladin, and Shaman can heal more and do more damage. Warlock are less tanky, and then there's just some arms healing buffs and prot healing changes, but a little bit of nerf to Brutal Vitality. So the grand scheme of things, pretty minor nerfs to a lot of things, except for Astrogue and Fire Mage. Again, you know, marksmanship, 10% damage increase. Good for them. Same with survival, but they were really just far behind the pack. Demon Hunter, still in a great spot. I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a nerf to Vengeance as well. But I don't think it's going to really affect things too much. Maybe Green Sigil gets a little bit better, but I still think Fodder is better overall, and you're still going to use the Hunt. It's just a damage nerf for them. So overall, nothing too serious, just a little bit of a tone down. So, you know, I'm really still happy with where we're at. I think we're still pretty fun, and I'm pretty happy with that. So that's the video for today. Pretty quick one. Just want to get that out. Have another video tomorrow or Monday going over some builds for max level. You know, if you like the video, give it a like, leave a comment down below what you think of these nerfs, and hit the sub button. Also, follow me on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch now. We're an affiliate there, which is super great, and I just want to thank everyone for all the support and everything. So with that, you know, that's it for the video. Appreciate you guys watching, and have a nice day.